It's not a shock to the system when I say that the Jurassic franchise has been a mess. Starting off with an absolute classic, then being tainted by legacy sequels that offer nothing but cameo bait. So when I heard that they were going back to the drawing board, hiring the original writer to reboot the franchise and hiring Gareth Edwards to direct, of course I was a little giddy. I finally saw it and all I can say is a huge bummer. Look, I like Gareth Edwards. His sense of scale in film is unlike anyone else's. He makes creatures and inventions look menacing and huge. Look at what he did with the creator. So when you think about it, Jurassic World Rebirth almost feels tailor-made for him. The problem is you can barely tell it's him making it, which actually bummed me out quite majorly. Let's talk about the film, shall we? Jurassic World Rebirth follows a group of scientists who travel to an abandoned island to extract DNA from dinosaurs to cure diseases. But little do they know that they are walking amongst the worst of the worst. As a plot, it sounds familiar. It's literally the plot of the last three. So as I was watching it, I was like, what is the point of this? Everything about the plot, even down to this family that is stranded with them, feels borrowed from either another entry in this franchise or another franchise as a whole. Not a single plot point feels original. It's sad because when you have actors like Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, you have to give them something to work with in the script. Of course, it doesn't. Their characters are so one-noted and disposable, which I guess is the point when you are surrounded by monsters that can chomp you at any time. But why should we feel empathy or anything for them when they do nothing remotely redeeming for anything or anyone? They treat that family like shit, being in it for themselves for the most of the runtime. Speaking of which, this thing is too goddamn long. You're probably wondering, dude, this is only 2 hours, what are you talking about? But here's the thing. The film is so obsessed with trying to win you back that it spends the whole time trying to come up with excuses for its existence. It's trying so hard to give you that same feeling that the original film gave you tenfold, but it ends up coming across as lazy and quite frankly boring. You spend a lot of time setting up their journey, so by the time we get to the journey, we're just over it. Pacing matters in action films like this, but they end up throwing all caution to the wind and winging it, which shouldn't be happening in something as expensive as this. There's also this weird meta-contextual subtext in there that speaks on something quite ironic. The big boss of the film talks about how corporations left the dinosaurs in a random island because they were undesirable. What does that tell you about the film itself if a mouthpiece is saying that? I understand what Kep is saying about the franchise as a whole and I give him credit for that, but that idea feels so out of place in the context of the film. Might be a bit of a stretch, but thought I'd mention it. But it's not lost on me that this whole franchise as a whole is about humans trying to mess with something they don't understand, and how corporations make the most of a bad situation like that. Taking something from a previous time and adapting it for human greed. That is something that this franchise is trying to talk about as a whole, so that's not lost on me. But what's lost on me is the way that Kep goes about it, which just rubbed me the wrong way. Guys, I used to like this franchise, I really did. In recent years though, it feels as if they're being segregated to cameo bait and cash grab potential for the sake of carrying on the IP. If you like films like Kong Skull Island, you'll probably like some things about this because it's practically the exact same thing. But if you like films with stakes and thrills, then this will get under your skin in the wrong way. I fall into the group of people who thinks this will be in the bad books for a while. Just a huge bummer. And you know what? Those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.